8:14 a.m. Elianne Andam was laughing with friends about her new haircut. 8:16 a.m. She was lying in a pool of blood, stabbed through the heart with a zombie knife. The killer? A 17-year-old boy she barely knew. This brutal attack lasted just 30 seconds but changed UK knife laws forever. Why did he target an innocent schoolgirl? How did her final act of shielding a friend expose Britain's knife crime epidemic? And could this tragedy have been prevented? We investigate real crimes like this every 3 days, stories that shock, anger, and demand change. If you want the truth behind the headlines, hit subscribe now. Tap the bell so you never miss our latest exposé. Because behind every crime statistic is a face, a name, and a story that needs to be told. Elianne Andam wasn't just another headline, she was the kind of teenager who lit up every room she walked into. At 15 years old, she had already mapped out her future. To become a human rights lawyer, inspired by her immigrant parents' struggles. Teachers at Old Palace of John Whitgift School described her as the unofficial peacemaker, the girl who'd break up fights in the hallway, then style the combatant's hair during lunch. Her mornings followed a familiar rhythm, teasing her 12-year-old brother about his mismatched socks, gulping down cereal while her mom braided her hair, then racing out the door with just enough time to catch the 7:55 a.m. bus. That final morning, she'd forgotten her water bottle, a detail her mother would later sob over. "If only I'd made her go back for it," she told police. Elianne's phone gallery tells her story better than any eulogy. Screenshots of law school requirements. Videos of her belting out gospel songs at Croydon's New Life Church. But beneath the brightness, there were whispers of trouble. Friends noticed a boy. Older, from another school, lingering near her bus stop the week before. When they warned her, Elianne shrugged it off with her signature gap-toothed grin, "He's harmless." Her last Google search at 7:30 a.m. on September 27, 2023. Can 15-year-olds intern at law firms? By 8:16 a.m., that bright future would end on a South London pavement, her blood soaking into the pages of the textbook she'd dropped. Today, that same textbook sits in a memorial case at her school, open to her favorite quote, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." Elianne's story isn't about how she died, but how she lived, a girl who believed fiercely in fairness, only to become the face of Britain's cruelest injustice. September 27, 2023. 8:12 a.m. Elianne Andam steps off bus 157, at Wellesley Road, adjusting her backpack. She's laughing with classmates about a viral TikTok trend, completely unaware that in 4 minutes, she'll be fighting for her life. 8:14 a.m. A 17-year-old boy in black Air Force Ones emerges from a fried chicken shop. Witnesses later tell police he'd been loitering there for 20 minutes. He calls Elianne a snitch, an accusation that makes no sense to her friends. 8:15 a.m., the argument escalates. CCTV shows the boy reaching into his waistband. Elianne's best friend, Taylor, will later testify, "I thought he was grabbing his phone." Then sunlight flashed on the blade. The weapon, a 12-inch zombie knife with serrated edges, purchased illegally for £50. His first swing misses. Elianne shoves Taylor behind her just as the second strike lands, a brutal upward thrust through her school blazer and into her heart. 8:16 a.m., chaos erupts. A construction worker sprints toward them wielding a crowbar. The killer flees, but not before his shoes leave bloody prints on the pavement, prints that will later match the unique tread of his left Air Force One. Elianne collapses against a bus stop bench, still clutching her broken phone. A nurse named Margaret tears off Elianne's scarf to staunch the bleeding, but the wound is too deep. "Keep talking to me," Margaret begs. Elianne's last words, "Tell Mom I love." Paramedics arrive at 8:22 a.m. By then, the killer is already changing clothes in a nearby park bathroom. But he makes one fatal mistake, forgetting the knife's packaging in his pocket, complete with his fingerprint on the receipt. This wasn't a random attack. Every detail, from the weighting to the weapon choice, suggests premeditation. As the prosecutor will later argue, this was an execution disguised as a street fight. The hunt for Elianne's killer lasted just 37 hours, but the fight for justice would take months. Police found the murder weapon within hours, discarded near a playground still sticky with Elianne's blood. The receipt in the killer's pocket led straight to his door, his fingerprint perfectly preserved on the thermal paper. At his trial, shocking details emerged. The 17-year-old had Googled "knife laws UK" just days before. His Snapchat showed him posing with the same zombie knife. Texts to friends bragged, "Gonna shank that snitch." Yet he claimed self-defense, until prosecutors played the CCTV. The footage showed Elianne backing away, arms raised, before being stabbed in the chest from 3 feet away. The jury took just 2 hours to convict him of murder, but Elianne's story didn't end in that courtroom. Her mother, Dorcas, turned grief into action. Campaigned for Elianne's law, banning zombie knives within 3 months. Forced schools to install live knife detecting cameras. Got 50+ shops fined for selling knives to minors. The most powerful change. Elianne's little brother, Jamal, now leads self-defense workshops for teens. "My sister protected her friend," he tells students. "I'll teach you to protect yourselves." Today, a mural near the bus stop shows Elianne in her school uniform, with her own words painted beneath. "Be the change you wish to see." Every morning, strangers leave flowers beneath it, but the most poignant tribute remains her unclaimed water bottle, still sitting on her family's kitchen counter. Elianne's story is more than just another tragic headline, it's a wake-up call. Her death exposed the harsh reality of knife crime in the UK, but it also proved that change is possible when people demand justice. Now, we want to hear from you. What do you think needs to be done to stop this violence? Drop your solutions in the comments, we read every single one. If this case shocked you, just wait for our next story. We investigate real crimes like this, cases that don't just make headlines but force laws to change. And here's the best part, we upload a brand new, deeply researched video every 3 days. That means twice a week, you'll get an untold story that will leave you questioning everything. So don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because the next case we cover could be the one that finally sparks real change. Together, we can keep victim stories alive, and hold those in power accountable. Until then, stay aware, stay safe, and remember, justice doesn't happen by accident. We'll see you in the next video.